Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Arti Solanki, a business coach for women entrepreneurs, a real estate broker at Living Large Realty. I'm so excited today to introduce you to an amazing, multi-talented, I would say, an extraordinary guest with who's making the waves in multiple industries, Alex McWhorter. And she's a powerhouse entrepreneur, a multi-talented professional. Alex is the owner of the Third Coast Athletic and Wellness Center, where she helps individuals achieve their fitness and wellness goals. She's also a photographer where she captures moments that tell powerful stories. So this conversation is going to be so powerful, and we're going to learn all about her journey, her challenges, and how she overcame those. And you don't want to miss this conversation because it doesn't matter whether you are an inspiring entrepreneur or simply looking to get inspiration. Welcome, Alex, to my show, and I truly appreciate all your time and love to hear everything about you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. What an intro. I feel so elated. You make me sound so good.
You are
You
awesome.
you
You
were
always
you you were going. I was like, I need to clip that audio later.
You
Oh
always
goodness.
have this amazing energy. And every time I've met you, I feel like, damn, I need to do something because you have that go get energy, like if I ever
Oh.
feel down, I think all I need to do is just see you and I'll be uplifted automatically.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I couldn't think of a better compliment than that. Oh, that's amazing.
So tell us a
Nice.
little bit about your journey, how you got started, and we want to know.
Okay, so I started out just as an athlete long ago. And then I ended up working at a PT clinic in college. So I was like pre-med at that point. And then I found this clinic that I just really jived with. And I'm a super nerd. I hide it extremely well, but I am such a nerd. Anything that comes to humans and human bodies, I love it. And so I was working at this clinic. I was so blessed to work there. It's Cantrell Center in Warner Robins, Georgia. I worked there for 7 years, and while I was there,
Wow.
they just continued to pour into me. And so, as they were teaching physical therapy students, or they have this special study there called postural restoration, the only clinic in Georgia that was certified at the time. And so they would do all this intricate thinking, and I loved it. And they poured into me, and so I got all this fun knowledge. And then I moved out here, and it took a little bit, and I just kind of like ended up owning a gym.
Wow.
So now
Awesome.
now I get to, yeah. And
How
so
long
now
have
I'm
you?
just kind
I,
of
I think
rolling
you
with it.
you recently had the gym. You did the opening, right, of the gym.
Yeah. So uh I took over the place in June 1st of 2023.
Wow.
So
Awesome.
we're
How
still in the
exciting.
bitter first 2 years.
Hey, those are the learning curves, right? We learn from our
Ooh,
mistakes and we grow from our mistakes. So I feel like
there's there's been a lot of growing.
yes, that's good, because I always say the first 2 years are the testing part of the business because no matter what business you get into, is the learning curve. You learn, you grow, you make mistakes, you grow, but you should never give up. And that's the whole part of it, right? Because that's never
Hmm.
give up. Just keep on going and it's gonna bring you the growth that you want to see.
100%. So I had like never planned to have a place. In fact, I would be training in the physical therapy place. So it was physical therapy, wellness, and athletic performance. So what you'll see in my places, we don't have therapy yet, long-term goal, but right now we have the other two. And and so the therapist would always be like, I want to come work for you one day when you have your own place. And I would always say, I'm not gonna have my own. I will never have my own place. Here we are. So
Well, God had some other plans for you, so.
he certainly did. Certainly. So,
So what
uh,
I would say, I know starting a business and getting into that is a complete, I guess, besides you in athletics. So I know you probably agree with me because besides the body, the mindset is so essential for it, right? So how would you put that mindset towards your business to grow the business? Like, what was your mindset
so
starting it and facing the challenges?
So I was extremely blessed and fortunate to grow up both playing sports and having a mother that instilled in me that I could do anything that I wanted. Whether that is true or not, I think believing it definitely changes the trajectory of your life.
Yeah.
And so I was very blessed to have that. And so sports, I think in sports and fitness, you learn that when you get beat back down, you just get up and keep going. And I think that's a concept that carries through everything in life, especially owning a business. And
Yeah.
so I think that's probably one of the biggest lessons that just growing up in fitness and sports myself has translated into business because I mean it's just always I mean I've heard a
Yeah.
little bit about your story too in your podcast and so like those hard days come and you just
Oh, yeah. And I mean,
get
like,
back
it's
up.
absolutely. And that's the way to go. Like I said, every business has their good days and not so good
Mm-hmm.
days, but we just have to stay strong and push ourselves through those moments, right? What advice do you give yourself when you feel like you're stuck?
If I feel like I'm stuck, I call people. So it's not as much advice that I give myself, but I know the people that I can reach out to that have gone there before me. Either one, they believe heavily in me and they have my back. Two, they are deeply rooted in Jesus and they will speak the truth. And three, they just call me up to be better. And so I know I've been through some really, really challenging times in this last year. And two people, which you know, I don't know how much you mentioned it on your podcast, but the TWIB, Texas Women in Business,
Mm-hmm.
there's two people that kept when I was going through my lowest points. The two people I just kept thinking about their story with Sonia when she had to move out of Ugly Mugs. I was like,
Yeah.
that was at the very beginning of me joining TWIB when she was going through the thick of
Same, me
that.
too.
Look at her now.
Yep.
Yep. And then Alita, I think
Mm,
one of the
yeah.
first visits I had, I got to hear her full story of how things were not going well. COVID hit, and she just swerved and pivoted
Mm-hmm. Mm,
until she got there. And so I was like, we're just going to swerve and pivot.
yeah.
So I also look at like podcasts and books. So I'm very conscious about the the knowledge and the positivity going into my mind
Yeah.
and into me. So I want, you know, all the greats that are have been there and are doing it. I'm going to
Yeah.
listen to their podcast. I'm going to listen to their books. John Maxwell, huge fan, love that man, and so I'm
Yeah.
going to listen to a lot of that.
Yeah. And
So
it is like, what the people you surround yourself with, right? If you surround with yourself with the stronger women around you, and like you said, hear all these amazing stories, how they handled every situation, how they handled their downfall, and they brought themselves back up. So when you surround yourself with these kind of amazing women, you feel empowered yourself too. And be, and this is crazy. I know I say this a lot of times, but this is what I love, absolutely love about doing this. That what I do is that empowering women, and when I bring people like you and they share their stories and how their struggles and how they grew out of it and they grew stronger, it makes me so happy. It's like, oh my god, yes, this is what I love, and this is absolutely what I love doing, because it just gives me power to do
mm-hmm.
and grow and meet more people. So I feel I'm blessed too, because I I get to share stories like yours and everybody else's. So I feel super blessed about it.
Absolutely. I think it's there's two phrases that come to mind, and one is like, you show me your five best friends and I'll show you your future. So it's so important who you have in your tribe and who you have behind you pushing you forward, but then also iron sharpens iron. This is the
Yes.
second one. And that's, like you and I can just we make each other better.
Yeah.
And so that's just continuing to put people intentionally placing people in your life or putting you in their path to where you're going to get that.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
and you
Absolutely.
do have to, it's effort and you have to be intentional about it. Because
Uh-huh.
that in any form, relationships or work, especially when you're a busy entrepreneur and you're tired and you're like the coffee connects, like with the twib. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I gotta go. But I know if I go, I'm gonna walk away better.
Yep. Yep. If nothing else, you will uplift yourself. Like you said, it's like, you will change the whole entire your mood and energy and everything. And it just when it's like they say, when you see somebody smile, it's hard not to smile back because
Mm-hmm.
it's just so contagious. You have to, like, you forget what you're going through, and when you see somebody like really giving you a nice smile, you want to smile back, and it just comes out naturally,
Yeah,
and it just brightens your day. So I
absolutely.
yeah, I love that. I always feel like energetic when I go there. But so
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about your gym, your Third Coast Athletics and Wellness Center. How do you see impacting the community?
So I think it's fun because it's a very welcoming spot. And we have free events that are open to everybody to come in. And so I haven't gotten to the point where I get to love on the community as much as I want to. We're getting there. Like we're very intentional about it to set the tone,
Good.
because that is the purpose of the gym is to love people well.
Yeah.
And so that's fun. And so just getting the more we get our name out there and the bigger we become, the bigger of a workhorse we become, and we're able to do that more and love people better.
Yeah.
So
So do you have like programs set for like certain age groups or women or men, or like how do you, or just kind of like a regular gym? You go in, you do your own workout and you get out, or do you offer some kind of programs?
everything is a coached session here, and
Okay.
we have different levels. So we don't separate the men from the women because they have value to give to each other.
Mhm.
And inside, because in a small gym like this, these people become like your family.
Mm,
And so I think as much as I do love women, men offer a lot to us too. And so
yeah.
it's nice to have different perspectives and things, that same back and forth. You can really learn a lot. And
Yeah.
so I like having that. But we do multiple different levels. So we have a class called movement. And so movement is a class that is for like people that are just getting into working out, that are extremely out of shape, that have trouble moving their bodies. Instead of doing squats, they're going to be doing sit to stands, and they're just learning how to properly move their body in a way that's not going to be harmful. So it's also set up to be, if someone is going from physical therapy back into real life, it would be a great pit stop for them to
Or
start
people
training them
like
back
me who
into.
has not moved a finger in a long time.
Exactly, the two beginnings. It's great for that.
No,
So
because
then we have functional fitness. Oh no, please go on.
yeah, I was just gonna say, because I used to do workout a long time ago, but then with my meniscus tear, and then I have a problem
Mhm.
with my back muscle gets pulled very quickly and all these things, I kind of like, I haven't moved myself in a long time. I just go on walks, but that's about it. I don't do any other exercise. So I think I need to stop by your place and get that done.
Yes, girl, come step into my office for sure. We can take a look at it all.
Yeah.
So because movement is so important, so at every level and for everybody, and so it needs to be different, but everybody needs to be moving their body. And
Yeah.
so we have that as our basic, and then I have like some group athletic trainings, and so
Mm.
it's separated into a couple things. So our general class is open for ages 7 to 14, and so that's
Mm,
their training, and so they can come in, and it's teaching kids how to do things properly before they get thrown into a school system that's not going to
yeah,
teach them how to correctly do things. And so it gets them set on the right path along with still getting their workouts in their off season. And
yeah,
then we have our functional fitness classes, which is great for all ages. And it's going to have barbell work, it's going to have intensity. Everything is scalable though. So if you hear something that scares you, don't be scared.
yeah,
So the coaches are excellent and can help you figure out what movements are best for you and what maybe you need to scale down. But yeah,
wow.
so there's,
So
and then
they're
we have a
all
bunch
kind
of
of like,
personal options.
so they're all kind of like a small group coaching, or is this more of like a one-on-one?
So we offer both. Those three things are the group classes. And then we offer one-on-one appointments too. And you can go any route that you want to, athletic, more of a
Ah,
PT kind of thing. I work with some of the physical therapists in the area.
all
And
right.
so I've had them refer people, and then we speak back and forth on the treatment, so
Yeah.
that I can help and not go against anything that they want. So we love that. I always tell people I love talking to people smarter than me,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to somebody's health. So and
Yeah.
then and then everything else. So
Oh, good, good. Yeah, this is
yeah.
this is really great because even I get to learn so much about your gym because we always meet and connect at TWIB, but we don't really deeply talk about, what are the programs and what do you offer and everything. So this is really
Yeah.
awesome. So besides so I understand your programs now, but as a business owner, what what are you most passionate about? What project are you most passionate about for your gym?
Okay, so I have two things that I'm extremely passionate about, and it's really funny because they're opposite sides of the spectrum. And so the people that I love to see the most are the in rehab, learning how to move, probably have some pain, and it's just complicated. I love working with them. And then the elite athletes, I love working with them. Like I have some guys we're getting ready for their pro days, so we're training them for their testing day to go into pro football. And so
Wow.
the two opposite, yeah, it's so much fun. But I've recently come to this conclusion through like all the pivots and everything that I've learned in the past year. I I learned that I love the things that make me think, that stretch my mind, that make me grow. And
Yeah.
so those are my favorites.
Awesome.
So I'm
So
very
where do
excited.
you see yourself in 5 years? And what are your future goals? I'm really anxious to know that.
Oh, you're getting the scoop. I don't talk about this with a lot of people. So in 5 years, I would like to be in a much larger facility. I would like to have a full turf athletic training facility along with treatment rooms and in-house physical therapists. I would like to be the one-stop shop where you can go from injury to back into whatever you want it to. And so that is the dream. And so I'm hoping
Wow.
in 5 years I can make that happen. And then in 10 years, I would like to have a second location.
Oh,
So that's the
yay. Yes.
that's
Don't
the
forget
big
to come
goal.
back to my channel and talk about all of that.
Come back to the beginnings and tell everybody the
Yeah.
success stories. I'm
Yeah.
sure I will be down after all the struggles that these next 10 years will have. I'm sure would love to talk about it.
No, hey,
So
look at it this way. The first, like I said, the first 2, 3 years are the ones that are the most tedious and most struggleful, but then after it's a smooth sail. So you'll be really taking off after that.
I feel like I always find a way to get myself into some trouble. So we'll see.
That's funny. So what advice would you give yourself as your younger self when you first started out? What do you think that you would have done or would not have done starting out?
So it took me a long time to branch into the areas that I belong. So both the like that physical therapy, post therapy,
Mm-hmm.
people body search struggling, and then the athletic training. I did not pivot into those knowing that those were what I loved and what I was good at. I didn't pivot into them until after I got evicted,
Mm.
when I should have. So part of my story is I bought a gym that was a CrossFit gym and a long-standing gym. And so I feel like I was halfway trying to do my own thing and halfway trying to do what they did.
Yeah.
I should have broke the mold and done my thing
Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah.
That would have saved me probably a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of heartache. If I would have done it, I probably wouldn't have been evicted.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
learn and grow. That's it.
learn and grow. Yep. Yep. So we
This,
did the pivot. We're back.
that's it. Yes, that's it. So is there
Yeah.
anybody you feel that somebody really influenced you in your growth? Or I know you mentioned Twib ladies, but is there any other influential part of your journey you would credit, like, yes, this is the main reason I'm moving forward, or this is the main, or this is my focus, or this is my goal? How do you say you got influenced by? I know it's a tough
That's an
question.
excellent question. So, yeah, that's an excellent question because it has two different sides to it, because it has the business and then it has me like as a coach. And so, as a coach and a nerd, my big thank yous always go back to the Cantrell Center back in Warner Robins, where I got to work for and learn for 7 years from some of the smartest people in the industry in the world. And
Mm,
so I was truly blessed to be there and soak up as much knowledge. I still call them all the time. And if I see people complicated, I'm like, hey, I need you to look at this, or I'll shoot them videos and be like, what should I do? And so I'm super blessed in that. And then in business, it's probably been like a big collection of people. And so just having really positive people. um, I don't know how much you know about ID Life, but I ended up
yeah.
joining their team and working under Dana Quintera.
Yeah.
Um, and she is
Just so
a,
amazing.
she's a powerful woman.
Yeah.
She is positive. She is uplifting. If you are on her team, like, she wants nothing more to see you thrive. And so I think, like, in when I'm having bad days, if I see her, like, she helps me. Her husband AC's the same way. Like, they're just mindset. They're crazy. And I would say things like, I'm a terrible business person. And she'd be like, we don't say those things. I'm like, I
Yeah.
mean, it's true. She's like, I don't care. And
Yeah.
so it's like having business focused people in your life that keep you in the right mindset. And I think I think she's probably been one of the best.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
totally agree with you because um one of our just recent the Planning Palooza TWIB event, and I actually we were playing the game and write something about that person behind their back, and I wrote her.
mm,
She's the reason I joined TWIB because she was the first one who I met, and she was so super nice. She was so amazing. And I was like, yes, I want to be surrounded by women like these because I
hmm
love the energy. I love what she does. And she's just so super nice. Like you said, it's just very powerful
and it's
lady.
so
Yes.
genuine and deeply rooted in her.
Yes.
So
Yeah. I
I love it.
totally agree. I'm so glad you brought this up.
People are everything.
Yep,
So
yep, yep. So, any advice you want to give to our listeners about maybe resilience, growth? I mean, what would you like to say?
ooh, the biggest advice. I think so, I think some of the biggest advice is about people still. It just always comes back to like having. Okay, let me backtrack just a little bit. It is the people. You need to have the right people. But aside from that, to be rooted into yourself, so you need to know what you're doing and why you're doing it. and you need to stand on those, and they need to be so important enough to you, you're willing to risk everything for it.
Yeah.
Because if it's not, you're not going to make it. And so that's, I mean, that's something I have learned. I if if you don't have something that's worth fighting with everything you have, or a reason behind it, so like you may not care so much about the job that you're doing, but you know you need to feed your family, like that's another why. And so
Yeah.
like you have to have something to hold on to that is more important than everything else.
Yeah.
And then you just keep going. So
I agree. I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's I guess what you're saying is like it so much resonates me because I'm like I am the same way, you know. It's like that's how I
yeah.
think too because uh it's all about people, right? And how we surround ourselves and how we have them
Mm-hmm.
as our power. I call them my powerhouse, like, you know, because when I feel down, I'm like, okay, I call a couple of people and I'm like, come on, you know? Or there
I
are times when we all feel like our energy is not we don't really wake up every day and they're like, yes, let's go. There are times like, you know, we have our days, we have our hormones running around. So it's like we
yeah.
have our days, but we need to find that shift in ourselves, the mindset shift or the energy shift, and then we need to just keep on going. And that's how I call my friends or my people that I need from time to time my powerhouse because no matter what, I know that one call and they'll be like, okay, come on, kick your butt, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Or-
I call them my battle buddies.
That's
So
a good
they're
one.
they're the people we go to war together. We go to war for each other. They are my battle buddies. When we are in the thick of it, we link arms.
Yep.
So
Yep. That's a good one.
yep.
That's a really good one. But
Yeah.
I truly appreciate what you know, all your all your insights and this I'm hoping that this brings an inspiration to other women who are even thinking about starting a business, right? Because
Yeah.
we talk about, you know, different I bring different people from different industries, but we it sounds pretty much like the same thing, you know, because we all go through those phases and we all build some system, some strategies, and we
Mhm.
work around it. And we have our ups and we have our downs, but moving forward and seeing them successful. And that is what I feel like is the important part of it is like seeing the growth. And I hope that our listeners see that in this story and get inspired. And if there is a, you know, if there's one thing that they can take away from this, from today's podcast, would be, I feel like, would be the strength that that we just physically even see within you, that you have the power of go get it, you know, kind of like I said in the beginning of the show. It's I can always feel that energy in you. So I have
Oh.
no doubts that you will achieve your goals and be successful and visit us back in 5 years, 10 years, and we will see your growth. And right, probably even for me, I'll be in my own little studio and we'll have face to face podcast. Maybe who knows,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah. You'll be famous or something
Oh
all over
gosh.
the world.
No, but
United
this,
Women.
yeah, no, this is really nice, and I truly appreciate your time and your unique insights and all the experiences that you've had sharing with us. And I wish you all the best and the best success and thrive and grow and, you know, bring more, I would say, more awareness for health and wellness in the world. And best of luck.
Thank you so much. I have enjoyed speaking to you. We don't get to speak nearly enough.
Yes. I know, but
Oh,
it was really a pleasure, and we will put all your information in our description on our YouTube. So if anybody wants to get connected, have any questions, or need to have your consultations, so they can reach out to you. So we'll put all the information on the description. And viewers, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us. Uh,
yeah.
Thank
Helps
you.
us out a lot.
Yes. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. Have a great day.